Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dielectric Media Podcast.
Hi, folks.
I'm Doug Schlabotnik.
I'm Baldwin.
He's not actually here. He's in the Netherverse.
I exist only when I need.
So today, the first thing on the topic list.
Uh-oh.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. The Duggars. Oh, yes.
What? Whether or not they should be prosecuted for being a bunch of fucking cunts? Yeah.
Well, being cunts aside, raping little children, I think, is a worse offense.
You know what? I'm with the fucked up legal system. I think it's not a horrible thing at all. They're not going to be psychologically, torn apart by it.
Oh yeah.
Like I was talking to somebody last night about it. And I'm like, the whole situation is that these girls, it's going to be this, like, it may not be affecting them now, and they may not know that it's such a serious situation to them now. But like any good psychologist will tell you, it's going to kill them inside.
Oh yeah. Like they have a couple of choices in life. Number 1, stripper. Number 2, stripper who also sells and uses a lot of cocaine. And number 3 is a dead stripper who did a lot of cocaine.
But like my whole thing about it is, okay,
well, just put yourself in their shoes. Imagine you're growing up and your brother fucks you.
Well, he's done that a couple of times, but
with his penis.
Okay. The way I'm looking at it is that in the future that they're going to live in when they are 30, let's say they are normal suburbanites, okay?
Well-adjusted Mormons.
Yeah. Well-adjusted Mormons. They live in a nice neighborhood. They're 36 years old. They have 2 kids, husband. They work a 9-to-5 job, okay?
Couple other wives living in the house.
If they continue to be Mormon. We'll find out. Hopefully they don't. But
oh, fuck, yeah.
The situation that I'm thinking of is like, it's going to be one of those situations where one day it's just going to be like, Janet's cutting grass outside with hedge clippers. Husband like, hi, honey, how's the day? And she's, ah!
And just starts to just murder everybody in the neighborhood.
Yes. She'll just start like hacking away at his fucking brain.
And he's not even the one who did it. He just has a penis and they all have to die now.
Exactly. It's man, anybody can tell you this shit. Like I am not anywhere near a brain specialist, but I've been to enough psychologists.
I mean, how many therapists, psychologists, whatever sessions end with, okay, we finally realized it. I suppressed memories of somebody in my family fucking me in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like the quintessential revelation in psychology, is when you finally come to terms with how somebody put their poop inside of you.
Yeah. And with these girls, there's no denying the fact that once they hit a certain age, and once this takes hold, because what was it, 3 of the sisters he fucked?
I don't know the facts at all about who he fucked. But the rumors I've heard were that some of them might have been his siblings.
Okay.
And if that's ever a rumor about you, then you might have problems. Like if anybody at any point thinks, oh, I wonder if that guy's fucked his sister. There's, even if he didn't, there's still some things to fix.
Yeah. Well, and there's obviously, like, in the case with him, like, I think back to the whole Bill Cosby thing, where it started out and people were like, oh, he didn't do anything, and then, like,
and then 30-something, like, a fucking platoon of bitches come out and say, oh, yeah, he diddled me.
And that's the whole thing. I
right with the puddin' pop.
We need to start actually taking effect to these types of criminals, because we wait for so fucking long. Michael Jackson, everybody kept saying, oh, he's innocent, he only fought, he didn't fondle anybody, he just slept with a bunch of kids. I'm like, bullshit. The proof is in said pudding,
right?
Where it's like, if
the proof is in the pudding pop.
If I went to bed with anybody underage who is not my own child, that would be considered fucking creepy.
Even if it is, at a certain point, it becomes inappropriate.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's hard. It's really hard to think about it, because there's always those instances of, oh, well, the kid's scared and he has to sleep in mom and dad's bed tonight.
And that's perfectly fine. But obviously, they shouldn't be 15 years old and still crash into mom and dad's bed. But
Yeah, there's a line, but it's a weird gray line that doesn't really make sense
Yeah.
at times. But
a kid can be 10 or 11. Fuck, like I said, I slept with a nightlight until I was 13 years old.
yeah, but it didn't have a dick on it.
No. But at the same time, if I ever, like, when I was younger, I mean, I think the last time I ever slept in my parents' bed while they were in there because I was terrified of something was when I was, when we still lived in Missouri. So at least less than 10. But that's different from boys to girls.
Yeah,
because
see,
girls, it could
for
be a
me,
completely
I
different thing.
remember it distinctly, and it wasn't in the bed. It was next to the bed, on the floor. It was because I watched Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, and I was freaked out. I was freaked the fuck out.
But, at the same time, you now don't crave an Oedipus complex, and I really doubt you find your father attractive in a sexual manner. You know?
Right.
But that's the thing. They never diddled you in any way.
No.
And even if they did, it obviously hasn't affected you. But then again, that's back to the whole suppression of memories. I mean,
Right.
I know, even with as fucked up as the past as I've wonderfully had, there has to be something I'm suppressing. For fuck's sakes. But I never want to find out.
No.
Suppression of memory is because it's so traumatizing to somebody. But
right.
at the same time,
thinking about it makes your brain collapse and seep out your nose.
yeah, and I know if there is a situation where, God forbid, there is something just lodged in the nudge of my, the corner of my brain, and one day it explodes, and I'm 42 and I shoot 16 people in a fucking mall here at the Dielectric Media Podcast.
You heard it first.
Yeah.
Again.
First time for the last time. So, I want to figure that out. And I know I have to eventually, be a man about the situation and go get help about this. But these girls, these children who have been affected by Michael Jackson, by Catholic priests, by Puddin' Pop Man, by now Judge Duggar, and
The most
thousands
splendiferous
of other
puddin'
cases.
pop you've ever seen.
It's the most chocolatey goodness. But these kids aren't given the right amount of attention. Not media attention, because fuck that shit. That'll fuck you up 6 ways to Sunday. I'm talking about actual therapeutic attention.
Right, or even just starting at the family level, the parents talking to the kids like, okay, we know your brother put his wiener in you, but we can go past this, and we're going to seek help, and we're going to do this together.
Yeah, but
what it's going to be is just like, oh, well, you got so much money now, and fuck this shit. Famous.
Well, yeah, it's like, oh, here's $1 million. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's never turned evil. I mean, that's the whole thing. We don't look at... We always talk about how important it is that family is the most important thing. Yet family is the most destructive thing possible. It obviously is. I mean, from both our standpoints. We have things about our families, whether or not it's immediate or relative, that we just hate. That has fucked us up in some manner. Whether or not, I hate my family for its own specific stupidity. Like last night, holy shit, we're playing Scrabble, okay? Scrabble. And I laid down the word druid, right?
Yeah.
That's a word.
Yeah, it's
a pre-Christian
well, the druids were
Anglos-
people.
Anglo-Saxon priest as well. I mean, there's a billion definitions. You can go into the scientific world, science fiction world. A druid is an elven mage, for starters. But still, I played that word, and my mom, my sister, my dad, and my brother, not the older brother, the one we're getting stuff from, here on Dialect Media Podcast.
How did D-R-U-I-D? That's how you spelled it?
D-R-U-I-D. They didn't believe it was a word.
Did you immediately get out your phone? And
Yes.
That's what I'm doing right now, just to get these actual...
There's 4 or 5 different definitions.
Yeah, I'm just going straight to Wiki.
Yeah, but they didn't believe that it was a definition. And I'm like...
A druid was a member of the educated professional class among the Celtic peoples of Gaul, Britain... Celtic, it's all the same. And possibly elsewhere during the Iron Age. The druid class included law speakers, poets, doctors. Yeah, like I said, it's a class of people.
Yeah. At the same time, I mean, if you think about a druid as an elven mage, you can think about a druid from fucking Spaceballs. It was a race of people.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's my family, and their unsurmountable stupidity is just fantastic. But then I look at a family like the Duggars, which I watched this show maybe 3 or 4 times, and not on fucking purpose.
Yeah, my sister used to watch that shit, and I caught an episode or two maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't even think a full episode.
But I
Like
remember
losing consciousness from repeated stupidity thrown at my face a couple of times.
But when did it? How did they start out? 15 and counting, 16 and counting.
18?
Was it 18?
That's where I remember it starting.
Because I know wherever this show started, though, I remember specifically because we talked about it, how the family was going to stop having kids once, like, one of them didn't become a kid.
Oh yeah, once
Stillborn
or autistic
and
Down
they had
syndrome.
a miscarriage. She had a miscarriage, and that was supposed to be their sign from God, and they completely ignored it.
Did they actually say that?
Yeah.
Like a miscarriage was supposed to be the sign from God to stop?
Well, whenever there was something that halted the process, essentially, of them having kids, because they were just going to keep on
Well,
knocking.
that seems like a halted process to me.
Yeah, but I think about that. They didn't stop having kids because success was too much.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it comes into. It's fucking money. Money. My well-being means nothing if you're paying me.
But that's the thing now. They're going to try and find a loophole to get this show somewhere else. For fuck's sakes, they could easily probably try and get A&E.
Yeah,
A&E
I'm
that
sure
shit.
the same thing will happen to like the Cosby Show. It'll come back somewhere in some version sometime.
It seems ridiculous that we aren't paying. Like, we as people should. First off, obviously, it's not my ordeal. It's not your ordeal. It's not anybody else's ordeal. But when something as big as this happens, it's a cry to the United States of America that we don't give a fuck what you do.
Right.
As long as you're famous
and he's not even getting fucking charged. The
Yeah.
statute of limitations is passed, so he's just getting I guess you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, we could go on for years about how our laws are so fucking stupid, but I don't have enough time. There's not enough time. There's not enough
There's not enough time in the fucking world. But it's just so fucked. He fucked little girls, and he's not going to see a day in jail.
Yeah.
And he's not going to get sued either, because like fucking hell, his family's going to sue him.
No, and the sisters, maybe one of the girls, the other girls, if there's more than just than the people in his family.
Yeah, maybe. And maybe once they reach
they
an
don't
age
get
where
paid
they
off.
can start to think for them fucking selves, which apparently is like in their mid to late 50s for Mormons.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
when
that
you
depends
actually
on
look at the
actual sect.
yeah, whatever, I don't know. It's all fucking crazy to me.
They are the more crazy Mormons. Like, the teacher that I knew who was a Mormon, she was allowed to vote, think for herself. She could do whatever
Yeah.
she wanted.
She was a person,
She was a human being.
not a woman, a person.
She wasn't an animal.
Right. Yeah, well, and I've got Mormon relatives, and they're great people. I love them.
Yeah.
They're
I
not.
think I've met them.
Fuck, I don't know. But crazy comes in all forms and in all places.
All flavors. You want chocolate or raspberry? And my, it seems, because when you say there's no action being taken, of course, look at Catholic priests. They've been doing this shit for years.
Oh, yeah.
For fuck knows how long.
For centuries.
And there's never been reprimand. It doesn't mean that the entire Catholic Church needs to shut down.
No.
It means that somebody needs to go, hey, maybe we should hold like a live execution ring for these
Just
fuckers.
any kind of reform. Like,
and show them,
it's just an amazing thing that something so heinous can be so easily ignored by the religious mass.
Oh, because it's not affecting them.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The moment it's their son diddled, it's probably much different.
Yeah. But, if they have a daughter, well, they're safe.
Oh, my pastor does, or priest, whatever the fuck they call him.
Cuckoo.
Yeah, father. My father doesn't do that type of thing. He's a good Christian man.
Like the father I know at a certain church that I am unfortunately associated with. That guy, like, I look at him and I go, I know you diddled something.
Yeah.
I know you have. Because he just has that weird, like, comb over. He's not bald. He just has to part his hair this way.
Does he wear those big old glasses?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, no, the other guy does.
Oh.
The Vatican, I don't know. What the
Bishop?
fuck it's called. Yeah.
Red
He sits
cardinal,
right next to him,
bishop,
has
whatever.
Glasses, Coke bottles, and
I think bishops are purple.
I don't know. Most of the
Cardinals are the ones that are really important from the Vatican. I think bishops are the more local.
time, yeah. He's the bishop then. Because the father, I mean, wears white or cum-stained white, who knows. But my whole thing about it is like, when I look at
They were
the
black
guy,
when I bought them.
when I look at that guy, though, I see him going, hey, Jimmy, come here. I need your help with the Jesus wine. Like, that's all I can think about that. But, with the same situation, it's not affecting our lifestyle. It's not affecting who we are as people. But as a whole in this country, we don't take this shit seriously. But yet, we used to have a fucking show all about this shit.
Oh, to catch a predator? Yeah.
Yeah. It was the hottest shit in the world. My mom and I used to love watching that
Chris
fucking show.
Hansen.
But now it seems like it's not even a fucking thing anymore. It's like, oh, another child got molested. Who gives a fuck? It's like, do you not understand? Like, that is just showing everyone out there who fondles fucking kids or does anything like that it's like, it's okay. Go ahead. You won't be caught. And if you are, you're not going to be, here's a couple years in jail.
Yeah, if you're
I
lucky.
hope you look good in orange. Fuck. It's ridiculous now. Any other thing, we give so much attention to sports stars who abuse drugs, for fuck's sake.
And their wives.
Well, no. We don't even care about that because there are football players who have fucking murdered people who are still free to roam the lands. Yet
one of them recently got charged with murder and is done.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know who it was.
Probably some... Yeah, I'm going to be racist. It was a black guy.
It was. It was a black guy.
Perfect. Great.
He was a legitimate thug. Like, just a gnarly dude.
Well, all football players are fucking...
I don't think he did it because he was black. I think he did it because he was a fucked up person.
But those football players inject themselves with fucking everything under the sun.
Oh, yeah. Steroids, absolutely. Anybody who thinks that they aren't doing something illegal is fucking just... They got the blinders
says
on.
That they're not doing anything illegal.
Yeah.
Yet when they take Mr. Magic Needle to their arm, they're like, "Oh, hey, I wonder what this does."
Oh, they won the Super Bowl, so we're still gonna go clap like the seal.
Yeah, but I think we're giving less and less shits to sports now. Like, I've noticed that very slightly. I pay very little attention to the news as is, but I think there is a major decline in how little we're actually starting to care about sports as entertainment.
Yeah.
Because I'm hearing more people who used to, like, watch the drafts and would follow all these games. March Madness, even, this year, didn't seem as crazy as it has in the past.
It seems like every year it gets a little bit less awesome.
And that's great, because that means, like, yeah, it's probably not great for those of us who appreciate music and wish more people would actually support the arts, but that's something else. It shows that we as a country, I think, are actually starting to move forward intellectually. Now we just have to face the reality that there are people out there that we should be taking absolute control over every action that they do. And it's starting with those people who are fucked up in the head. And it seems that eventually we have to, as a country, admit that what we believe in, what we act upon, I mean, these religious freedom laws, every fucking thing else, we have to realize that everything that we do right now is fucked up. And if we don't fix it, Tomorrowland. Go see it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I broke out into a Hugh Laurie moment, but that's it. That's the reality. We are so set on a path of self-destruction, we don't give a shit.
All right, everybody. Well, this has been the Dielectric Media Podcast.
Depression mode.
I'm Doug Schlabotnick.
I'm Baldwin.
Like and subscribe.
Have a great time.
I don't wanna see ya.